Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Kieran's here, we've got Craig here, sporting a lovely tan from Barcelona, and Frank Leboeuf is here too.
Well, I think it's partly Connecticut golf.
But actually, he did have a bit of the old desperate Dan before from playing golf seasons.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Few days.
He's in Florida as well, no?
No, not Florida. You live there.
What a boring life.
South Carolina, Frank.
What a boring life, Craig. Barcelona during the weekend, and after golf, South Carolina, come on.
They only let me out once a year, Frank. They only let me out once a year. They let me loose once a year, that's all.
Our first question is
the weather wasn't actually that hot in Barcelona. It started to rain a little bit.
Oh, no.
And producer Pete and presenter Dan, schoolboy error, we went for a bite to eat and they had their shorts on and T-shirts and the heavens opened. Experienced over here?
Umbrella?
Didn't quite have the umbrella, but I had a hoodie, fully rigged out, protected, see?
Can't buy experience.
See, Frank? That's why you don't wear shorts out for dinner.
No, you don't wear shorts if you've got legs like Dan Thomas.
No, I don't wear shorts. I don't wear shorts because I'm educated. You know, I received a little of education where you don't wear shorts in a restaurant. That's not possible.
Yeah, no. So Frank gets very upset about the old shorts in the restaurant, doesn't he? First question's for you, Craig. For Mr. Burley, what was the best and worst thing about your trip to Barcelona?
Dan shorts.
Well, the best thing was the game, and the worst thing was the travel, I suppose, because how can I put this? I was a late booking because I'd lost my... No, I didn't lose it. My corp card had expired, so I was a bit of a late booking because I sat on my hands for about 3 weeks. So by the time I went to book it, the flights that I wanted were out of policy. So I had to go back the way to get to Barcelona. So that wasn't ideal.
The early bird catches the worm.
Yep. The travel wasn't too bad, to be fair, because travel's fine. I don't mind travelling. So the travel has to be the worst, and the best had to be... Yeah, the best was the game and the atmosphere, and yeah.
And Lamine Yamal.
And Lamine Yamal and Mbappe got a hat-trick and kind of sums his season up, didn't it? Got a hat-trick and was on the losing team.
For it.
Yep.
So that kind of summed both parties up, didn't it?
All right.
And some nice... I think there was some nice red wine in Spain as well, I think, on the odd night, I think. Went out for a... Well, we did.
I don't know, the company maybe?
Yeah, well, Macca was there.
What about the company, Craig?
Macca was there. Macca was there. Okay. So we went to this really nice restaurant in Barcelona. Apparently, it's the place where a lot of people, go. Jules Koundé was there the night we were in, dressed very. I wouldn't have worn it myself, to be honest. So we went there with Macca and Pete and Dan and that, and the food was amazing. But the thing is with Spain, and you know this, when you eat so late, it's hard to get used to, isn't it? And they were complaining that I ordered the most expensive steak on the menu. Macca was complaining all the money he's got.
Oh.
11:30 eating a steak at night, it's not...
So Macca wasn't picking up the bill?
Well, he did pick up the bill. But the bill came and I said, we're splitting the bill, we'll split it. And Macca was like, no, I'm getting it. It's nice to see you guys again, all that, which is probably a lie. And so he's paid the bill. He then paid the bill. He then paid the bill, Frank, and then he complained to me about picking the most expensive steak. So I was prepared to pay
regrets.
I was prepared to pay for my own, put my money in, but he paid. God bless him.
That's got to be the best bit about the trip of free dinner from Macca.
Yeah.
Who actually found that restaurant? It was Macca who knew it. I'm just interested in such a high-end restaurant where...
Yeah, I think it came recommended.
Macca knew it.
What was Koundé?
Might have been Luis. It wasn't out.
Did you see it, Craig, I have a question. Did you see at some point, maybe for 1 second, that Dan was ready to pay for the dinner, or like always never?
He kind of did that with his wallet a little bit. Then he saw Macca.
All right.
It was good. It was good.
Okay, Kieran.
Barcelona's a nice... I've only been to Barcelona once. Have you been to Barcelona?
I have.
Must have been. Just playing though?
No, I was there last year for a few days actually. Great city.
It is, but they were saying about pickpockets.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, generally, as a general rule of thumb, it's a nice place. And we got treated very... Oh, I should have brought some paella back for you. I made paella.
Made paella.
You made it?
Yeah, I made it.
The best bit was when Stevie saw all the rice that you were putting in, and he said, "No wonder it was salty. Look at all that salt," and it was the rice. He thought all that rice was the salt. That's Stevie Nicol for you. Okay, Kieran, if Amorim loses the Europa League, should United consider sacking him this summer, given league form? Another manager could surely get better results. Should Amorim consider walking away?
At some point, you got to keep the same manager. At some point. And for me, I think, you don't want United to turn into a Watford where they're just getting rid of managers, and I don't think it, for a big club like United, they need some stability, and they've gone and backed him, so now they have to, for me, they have to follow it through. At least he's only been there 6 months. He's had one window. I don't think he's had enough time. But I don't think it's looking good for him. The situation of where they're at now, even if they go and win, I still don't think it looks good for Manchester United.
Okay. I don't think they'll get rid of him, but I think sorry, Frank, I think because he's only been there a shorter period than Postecoglou, but I do think that could change if somehow, and I don't think this will happen, but somehow it was a trouncing in the final. An embarrassment. I'm getting beat by
3-0.
4 or 5. A real going over. I think that could sway people going, oh, hold on a minute. I think if they lost the final and it was tight, I don't think that would sway them.
You've got to give him a chance to at least get in a few players that he wants and build the team that he's been talking about for months, and the system that he wants. I think you have to give him that opportunity at least. If we go into next season and things are still looking the same, then I think he has to go.
Is that fair, Frank?
I really think that they already asked the question a long time ago, even when he signed, I think, because they knew that it would be a possibility that they couldn't find the chemistry immediately. So he's been there for 6 months. He was successful at Sporting. They asked him to come. I think he said, okay, but what if? What if it doesn't immediately work? Because it's been proven by other coaches that the prime are the players and the way they don't perform. So Amorim hasn't got a magic thing that he can change everything. So I'm pretty sure that they already know that he's going to stay, to make sure, as Kieran said, he can have another window, a summer one, where he can buy some players and then be judged by the player that he puts on.
Craig, John says, why does Amorim persist with Højlund when it's clear he's not a Premier League level striker, never mind a Manchester United one? Playing Bruno, Mount or Ahmed as a false 9 would provide far more threat. Does it also point to a need for a more experienced striker than Delap?
They've been linked with Delap, have they? Who's done a good job. He's a big, strong boy, good runner, good player. But don't think he's that level. I played with his dad. I know Rory very well. But honestly, and he's a former City player as well. That really matters. I don't think there's any doubt Rasmus Højlund, and certainly in my opinion, is not good enough for Manchester United. Now, he's not had the best of service. Some of the stuff that was been thrown up to him today, with a defender right up his back and he's coming in at his chin. What's he supposed to do with it? But then there was other times it was going into his feet and his touch was bad. And I think he's a worker. I see him at somewhere like Everton, West Ham, wherever it is. He came in from Atalanta, didn't he? I just don't see him at a big club. I don't think he's ready now, and I'm not quite sure he'll ever be. I think he'll find his level, and I don't... Well, to be fair, his level is United at the moment because they're sitting in 16th in the league. So he's not good enough for them, and they're not very good either. But I think if we were talking about United in their normal circumstances, in the top 4, top 3, pushing for a league title, I don't think he would be the answer.
Wouldn't be him. It saddens me to ask, but does Postecoglou need to be sacked regardless of the result of the Europa League final, Frank? And are there any Spurs players currently on the roster that deserve to be in the squad next season?
To the first question, yes. I mean, we've been supporting to Postecoglou at first, because what he did at first changed the way of playing, being entertaining and everything, and we thought that he found the way to change Spurs, but forgot that you needed to have other options and be more secure defensively, and he never showed us that he was capable of doing that. And with the season he's having so far, even if he wins the Europa League, I think for me that's the end of it. That they have to change. I'm pretty sure the atmosphere in the dressing room is not good anymore. That you have to give another spirit. And yes, you need players to make the team better. You have some good players. You really have like Johnson, of course, Son, Van de Ven, maybe Romero, Bissouma, Sarr. They're good players. They're good players, but they need a structure. They had the structure to attack before, and it's not even the case anymore, but they never had a structure to defend and how to defend well. And we all know, we've been there, we work. You are good because first of all, you know how to defend. Then you can move on some other aspects of the game. But it never happened to Spurs, and Postecoglou had never been capable of working on that. So yeah, bye-bye. But yeah, work on the players that you have right now for the other coach, for the new coach, could be possible.
At least he's got a chance to put his money where his mouth is.
On the two
Called it, didn't he?
And the trophy in the second season.
He said, I've always won a trophy in my second season, no matter where I've been in Australia, been in Japan, been in Scotland. So he has an opportunity to do that. If they do win it, it is going to be really interesting to see what the coming month is, 3 or 4 weeks. What does Daniel Levy do? Does he go to ground? You know, see if it just all sort of goes away and goes into next year with Postecoglou? Or does he come out and make a big decision? I mean, he's not been frightened to fire managers before. He's fired Conte, he's fired Mourinho, he fired Nuno Espirito Santo after it seemed like 3 or 4 months. So he's not been frightened to do it.
It's one thing firing a manager, but it's another thing firing a manager that's just giving you European glory after how many years? I think we can't underestimate guys, how big that will be for Tottenham.
I know, but look at the...
Look at Ten Hag and what happened to Manchester United last season. I mean, you win the trophy, and the season after, I mean, it's a real... You already have the pictures, the big picture of what's going to happen to Spurs if you win the title and keep Postecoglou. You will have what you have at Manchester United, for sure.
Speaking of which,
I agree.
You just bought a Premier League team, and these are your only 3 managers available. Ten Hag, Amorim, Postecoglou. Who are you hiring? Start, bench, drop.
Oh my God! what a question!
What a great question. For me, I'm dropping Amorim, because as a club owner, I would want a manager that has the ability to adapt. And I think the one constant in life that you're going to have is change. And if you have someone that's not going to change their ways and adapt, for me, you're destined to fail at some point. So I would drop Amorim. I would probably bench.
Think about it.
Ten Hag. I think I would bench Ten Hag, and I would start Postecoglou. I think I would, even with the disastrous season that he's had, I think I would. I think he just has a little bit more edge and character about him that could get a dressing room.
17th in the league table.
But the thing is, we can't really judge him because of the injuries that they've had. That's the only thing I'll say. It's very tough to judge Postecoglou this season, because they did have a spell where we were seeing a new Tottenham and we was like, oh, this is really interesting actually. And it was actually exciting to watch Tottenham for once.
Yeah, but that was 20 months ago.
Yes.
That's the problem.
But I think
winning the Europa League will bring it all back. The momentum and the good times rolling.
Maybe Santa will come down the chimney this year and deliver all the presents.
Long
What
ago.
about you, Craig? Who I'm interested to know you.
Oh, I wasn't asked this question, so we'll move on.
Oh, he's dodged that one. Long ago, when the FA Cup was a bigger deal, the finalists released FA Cup songs. What were the best and worst FA Cup songs that you can remember?
We did too, in my time there.
It's gonna be a blue day. Chelsea, Chelsea.
That was the one. That was the '97
He's
one.
loving it, look.
That was the '97 one. I think we did one in '94 before Frank was there. I can't remember what it was, but the one we did in '97 was with Suggs.
Yep.
You know, from
Madness.
Madness. And
Yeah, that
sing
was
it?
97. That was the 97.
All right, Frank, we know it was 97, and
You
we
got
know
it,
why
you got
keep
it?
saying it was 97.
Go on, Burley.
Frank had it. Frank had it.
It was a blue day.
Frank, sing it.
Chelsea. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, I forgot. It was against Middlesbrough again.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, sorry.
You forgot since
Oh
last
my
week.
God.
So that was the song. How did it go, Frank? How did it go just as we say goodbye? Give us a song. Give us the song again, Frank, so we can say goodbye on a high.
Oh, it's gonna be a blue day. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Oh my God, that was great, Kate. That was great.
We gotta give him a round of
I
applause.
thought actors could sing.
Triple threat, sing, dance, act. Nice stuff, Frank. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sending in your questions. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again.